I'm Jesse Dougherty here in the Carrier Dome for Inside Lacrosse, where earlier tonight, number 5 Syracuse beat number 12 Albany 16-7 to improve to 2-0. The Great Danes dropped to 0-1 and lose their first game without the back-to-back Tewaaraton winner, Lyle Thompson. Without Thompson, the Albany offense couldn't quite get going. A lot of turnovers in this one, but that wasn't the full story today. The story was the face-off X, where Syracuse won 20 of 27, Ben Williams winning 17 of 24 against the freshman Zach Ornstein for Albany, which led to 59 shots for the Orange, as opposed to Albany's 25. A wide margin, which led to a lot of scoring opportunities for Syracuse, and ultimately was the deciding factor in the game. On offense, Syracuse was led by 5 points from Dylan Donahue, who notched 4 assists and 1 goal. They also received 4 points from Nick Mariano, 4 points from Matt Lane, and then a hat trick from Derek Joe. From the Carrier Dome, I'm Jesse Dougherty with Inside Lacrosse.
Hey everybody, this is Jeff Shannon with Inside Lacrosse for today's Epic Inside Lacrosse Game Day recap. I was at the Cobb County Classic this weekend in Kennesaw, Georgia to check out Duke versus Denver and Notre Dame versus Georgetown. The Irish beat the Hoyas 12-7 in the first game, while the Pioneers topped the Blue Devils 14-12 in a back-and-forth affair in the second game. Except for a few turnovers, Notre Dame appeared to be in mid-season form in their contest. The defense moved and communicated, while Sergio Perkovic returned, scoring 4 goals. Matt Cavanaugh also looked healthy, adding 1 goal and 4 assists in the win. Denver topped Duke on 3 goals from Connor Catanzaro in the second half, and a big second half face-off run from Trevor Baptiste. Duke's Miles Jones scored 3 goals and 2 assists, and Damer Class had 4 goals, but Denver's offense was too much in the end. Denver improves to 2-0, while Notre Dame starts their season with a win. Again, this is Jeff Shannon with Inside Lacrosse, signing off.
Terry Foy, Inside Lacrosse here at the Ridley Athletic Complex, where the Loyola Greyhounds emerged with their second top 10 win of the season. 9-8 victors over Johns Hopkins in a local rivalry that was renewed after a year hiatus. Zach Harrowires, senior attackman, was a star for the Greyhounds with 3 goals and an assist. Grant Lamone, the player of the game, coming away with 10 saves, including a late one to stone Johns Hopkins attackman Pat Frazier with just seconds remaining. The Greyhounds showed an incredible ability to push the pace, particularly early, as they outshot the Blue Jays 18-6 in the first quarter, and an ability to adjust late when faceoff specialist Mike Orafice came in relief to slow down Johns Hopkins faceoff specialist Craig Matarez. Orafice finished 7-12 to negate what had been a significant advantage for Johns Hopkins early on. For Loyola, up next is Patriot League play as they take on the Lafayette Leopards. Johns Hopkins takes on North Carolina next Sunday.
Hey everybody, Kyle Devitt here from Harvard, where really an unbelievable game took place. If you were in the area, you missed out. Harvard beats Villanova 13-12 on a crazy, dramatic game winner from Morgan Cheek, driving from X. This game had it all. Penalties, big shots, great saves, clears, highlight reel goals. This was the game of the weekend, and if you missed out, you missed out. Actually, unbelievable effort from Villanova, who jumped out to an early lead on Harvard, stunned Harvard right out of the gate in the first quarter. But Harvard kept up, took care of their man-up chances, really just got themselves back into the game by grinding real hard at the face-off X and everywhere else around the field. Just an unbelievable game to start the season for both teams, and looking forward to more action from the Harvard Crimson and the Villanova Wildcats.
Welcome back to the Inside Lacrosse studio for the Epic ILGameday recap show. Good weather, overtimes, and upsets. The college lacrosse season is officially back. I'm Matt Kinnear here with Terry Foy, back in the IL studio. We're talking about some of the biggest upsets, biggest surprises of the weekend. One upset that I saw coming was Hofstra beating UNC 10-5. I pegged Hofstra as one of the most improved teams of this season. They returned a lot of their defense. They held UNC to only 25 shots in this game. They had some really big offensive performance. Sam Linares, 5 goals in this game. And then they have a really, really, really big key transfer from Josh Byrne. He was a former JUCO Attackman of the Year. He had 4 goals and 2 assists, a big 6'3" Western Canadian. But Terry, what was the biggest surprise in your eyes today?
Well, for me, it was UMass's 16-9 victory over number 11 Ohio State. Just when you expect the Minutemen to be as down as could possibly be is when they're their most dangerous. And Greg Canella's squad showed that today against a Buckeye team that is only less than a year removed from a NCAA tournament victory over Duke. Not only that, they didn't play their best game. They only put together 35% save day in the goal, 48% of the face-off X, but that guerrilla toughness allowed them to put together a 38-24 ground ball advantage, which they parlayed into an impressive offensive showing, headlined by Buddy Carr's 4 goals and an assist, Peter Lindley's 3 goals and an assist, and contributions from 9 other scorers.
All on the new turf at Garber Field there up at UMass.
Inside Lacrosse, Zach Babbo here at Byrd Stadium, the University of Maryland campus. Dan Abram joins me. Maryland just walked off 15-10 winners over High Point, but the game didn't open up like that. I got here at the half, and it was a 6-4 High Point lead, kind of surprisingly. Dan, what did you see out of the first half?
It was definitely a surprising first half. High Point, they came out fired up. They might be a little deflated coming in 0-2. It was very interesting, though, because Maryland pretty much dominated on faceoffs in the first half, but it was just not clicking on offense for them. High Point was able to take advantage going into the half with a 6-4 lead.
And then I guess it seemed to flip, the script flipped there in the second half because High Point really seemed to click in at the faceoff X, but Maryland's offense was the one that was taking over and controlling as the defense slowed down High Point and allowed Maryland to come back in and start building up a lead. I mean, what did you see that was kind of turned the tide there?
Maryland's offense, I think they just made those adjustments at halftime, and they had that big third quarter, 7 goals. I think when we look at the final stats, that's going to be the difference maker.
All right, well, Maryland seems to have found some things in their offensive set that should pay dividends against a tough Yale defense next week in a rematch of what was a great first-round NCAA tournament game last year.
It's a big weekend when Jeff Tamburoni returns to Ithaca, comes away with a 1-goal win. Penn State 8-7 victors over Cornell, and it's the last game we talk about in the game day recap. Unbelievable third quarter from the Nittany Lions, 5 straight goals to take a commanding lead. The Big Reds stormed back with a 4-goal run of their own, only for Matt Florence to cap the game winner with about 3 minutes remaining, and the Nittany Lions moved to 3-0.
Yeah, that's huge for Penn State, start 3-0 with a big game against Villanova coming up next weekend. That's it for the ILGameday recap show. I'm Matt Kinnear here with Terry Foy. Gear up for this season with the Epic Gen 6 Dragonfly Shaft, the Sequel Hawk, and Otter Mesh.